mothers of the two young ladies to the court. They asked the court to look at additional information, which the 911, the recordings of the 911 were sent to the court. The court had reviewed them. Was there anything else from either side before the court goes into its decision? Anything from the people?
Yahan defense ka basic stand simple high. Joe charge plea kia Gaya high. Sentence usai par hona chai. Or normally ye bot fair lagdi high. Plea deals ISI liya hodi hain. Ta case ka scope define ho. Uncertainty cam ho. Or sentencing ek agreed framework ku andar ho. Lekin problem tab hodi high jab judge ko lane lage ku underlying facts utnisi nahi jitten plea paperwork pardyke rai hain. Or Yahan wahi ho raha high. Judge openly signal car rai hain ka unk dimak.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Anything from the defense?
No, Judge, you've given a sample time. Thank you.
Let me just say that and I guess there isn't an easy way for me to say this. And I guess, I don't know. I know the mothers gave their statements at the last hearing. I don't know. Was there anything additional you wanted to tell the court? No, from neither. Okay. There isn't an easy way for the court to say this, except for to say that, well, first of all, and I'll give everyone another opportunity to speak after I say what I'm going to say and what the court looks at, what the court has at least surmised. The defense's position is that certainly the defendant ought to be sentenced on the charge that he pled to. Much of that, frankly, I guess bears on the concept, or at least what has been said, that the defendant, Mr. Torres, was not in a position to see the accident. And that he was someplace else, which led to the plea. And again, it's not the court's province to get involved in what the particulars of the charge are, but to try to do its best to mete out a just sentence. Part of the reason also that the court...
Or your line bohat batty high. Judge basically cage rahi hain. Ekar muya believe ho Gaya could defend an accident kuwak presently usin was seen deka. To marry sentencing view change ho jayeji. Legal language main iska matlab ya high sensing surf statute you plea label par depend nahi cardi. Judge surrounding circumstances, truthfulness, remorse, conduct, sab kuchway car sakta high. Or Yahan Judge Ek
had made a determination to at least hear the 911 tapes. I have a copy of the police report as well as Mr. Torres' statements. Was because I was going, and I said to the parents that there may not be anything that the court could do, but you were going to be heard by this court. And in doing that, some things, as I saw them, were a bit disturbing to me. And, you know, I'm not in, nor should I be, in a position necessarily to do some investigation to try to figure out what transpired entirely. But ultimately the issue became, and I will make no bones about it, that if this court believed, despite the charges, that the defendant was indeed basically present when the vehicle went off the road and the accident occurred, that changes the court's perspective on what would be a proper sentence in this case. So initially, in listening to the 911 calls, particularly there were a few other calls, but I listened to Mr. Torres' call to 911. And that initially caused me some concern about whether or not the defendant saw this accident. And here's why. And again, I will give an opportunity to respond, but Mr. Torres initially contacts 911, and what was said to the court by Mr. Torres and what he had maintained to probation is that he didn't see this accident. I'm having a very difficult time believing that. And let me explain my reasons why. Defense counsel, I think, properly stated before that that Mr. Torres had called.
Jab Judge Kudkai. Put pin in that. Samaj jail koi chodi aside detail abi bad main bomb ki terafat and wali high. Yahan dispatcher catri he high defendant ki location kuch or high. Jab defendant phone par apni location kuch or bataraha high. Or courtroom main location matters. Bohat matters. Kyunk pura defense narrative ISS bot partika walag rahai could defend a door the kuwo accident dekai nahi saktada. Agar uski position wobble card
from someplace else. Mr. Torres contacts 911, and it's an odd call because of the way that I think the dispatcher was responding to Mr. Torres. But one of the things that was said is Mr. Torres put himself at First Street off of Superior. The dispatcher says that's not where we have you. Put a pin in that because that becomes important in the court's mind. At some point, Mr. Torres then says, I'm at First Street. He is then headed back to the location of the initial contact between the vehicles. Okay. All of that being said, I then review the police report and Mr. Torres' statement, and if everyone can recall, one of the things that the court was looking at was, did Mr. Torres chase these individuals and cause this accident? One of the things that was said in counter to that is that he's not near the accident, doesn't see the accident. Again, I'm having a difficult time believing that. And part of the reason I'm having a difficult time believing that is because there is an EMU security camera that's referred to in the police.
Of judge full reconstruction mode, main AA gay hain. Distances Nikel Rai hain. Road layout deck Rai hain. Or basically ek mental map bana Rai hain. Could offend kahan or kia deck saktada. Abyahan legal tension interesting ho jati high. Judge KH Rai hain. Kuwo investigation ahikar Rai. Surf record or basic geography KO Samaj Rai hain. Lekin offense Kalia a danger zone high. Kyunk J's high judge cut facts KO lineup Karka ek visual picture Bonalita high. Unka
report that has these vehicles traveling down Huron River Drive, both at a high rate of speed, because Mr. Torres is in an Equinox, I do believe, and there's a truck. At some point, they get to the corner of Huron River Drive in Superior, according to Mr. Torres, it is a red light. The truck stops. He stops at some point. The truck continues through the red light. Mr. Torres indicates from the report, at least as I read it, that he then turns on a green light. Now, how that certainly all could happen. Bottom line is that they're then, Mr. Torres indicates in the police report that at some point on Superior, he disengages from, as he puts, following the vehicle. As best the court's able to determine, the distance from that corner of Superior where the turn is made to the railroad tracks is approximately 1,000 feet. Mr. Torres is then, if he is correct, and he is saying where he is to the dispatcher, this is where we take the pen out of that he's at first, but the dispatcher is saying, that's not where we have you. Mr. Torres is further up that road. But even if I give the defendant the benefit of the doubt that as far as he went was first, the railroad tracks are approximately 100 feet.
Oof. Yeah, courtroom ka gotcha moment high. Judge any defendant key statement ka at concrete part pakadlia. Main bridge cross nahi key. Or Judge KH Rahi Hain. Wo physically mumkin high nahi. Ab agar Judge KO lage ka apki story ka ek objective piece false high. For baki sorry story be microscope kaneche chali jati high. Is sly criminal cases. Main truthfulness gold hodi high. Ek jut. Yeah, ek impossible detail.
From that location. It is a clear shot from that location to see those railroad tracks and that intersection. It is not as though there is a crest. It is as though there is something that from first would obstruct one's view. The other thing that was specifically asked of Mr. Torres is he made it very clear that he did not go over the railroad tracks, but the additional thing that was asked is whether or not he crossed a bridge. Mr. Torres says he did not cross a bridge. That can't be true. Because as you're going up Superior, to get to first, you have to cross the bridge. Moreover, when Mr. Torres is later questioned and talking to the dispatcher, he had to not only cross that bridge once, he had to cross it twice because he had to go over the bridge and he had to come back to get to the location where it occurred.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
In a moment.
No,
No?
Moreover, when you listen to the
Or low G. Judge any CD batsid alphazon main bowl D. Muy mushkil hori hi hayam on any main could defendant sach bo raha high. Ya line G she be defending Kalia dangerous hodi high. Especially sensing context main. Kyunk judges remorse, candor, cooperation, or credibility, sab dekane. Agar anhi lage kabanda unk somni clean naye ra. To wo ussi aggravating factor, could torpar menliwe kar soktane. Or yahan judge plain talk mode main hain. Anhi na story pasne rahi high. Na placement, na explanation. Iska emotional impact be deko. Family son rahi hain. Counsel son ra high. Defendant son ra high. And the bench is basically saying, I'm not buying it. Audience of AAP Bateo. Kia judge facts keo logically connect car rai hain. Yeah, wo point high jahan court ka suspicion sensing SE pelly high guilt like lens create car ra high?
other 911 calls that are called in, two vehicles that are traveling to the south. So they're traveling the opposite direction from the Getty's roundabout. They see the vehicle go in off, well, basically off the railroad tracks and have the accident.